5 minutes of your time to describe some basic ways of keeping fishing records so that you can, number one, brag to your other fishermen, number two, be able to predict in the future what you should expect on a particular day, and number three, to be able to show the trends of the fish in your area and how big they have been and which way the fishing success should go. Whether you keep your fishing records in a daily calendar, on a simple piece of paper, in a log book, on your BlackBerry, or write it on your hand. Whatever it may be, as long as you keep a record, you'll be able to look back and be able to tell exactly what happened on a particular day. Records have been kept by man since the earliest times by scratching little slices on rocks to count buffalo as they walk by a hunting spot, to the present of complicated CPA accounting methods as they count the beans to be able to predict dollars and cents. All of them are important to be able to tally and be able to record. What we use on my boat is a field log that is used by surveyors. We call this a field book, in which we tally all the important information that we feel is going to help us in the future. At the time of launching boat, we record the time of day, the tide that we're launching, what part of the tide we're on, the top of the tide, mid-tide, low tide, the water temperature from our transom reading, air temperature, we record from my little handheld weather machine, but you can take it from NOAA or other types of information that come from the radio. We also record the wind, the sky, whether or not it's clear, cloudy, partly cloudy, raining, etc. This information we tally simply day by day on a single piece of paper, in which we record the fisherman that's on the boat, the fish that we catch during the day, we log across the top, and then as simple strikes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, record the number of fish that are caught by that fisherman for that species in that particular area. We try and keep our records separate as we move our boat around from hole to hole or area to area so that we know what we've caught on that particular tide in that area. We also try and keep a timing as we move around. Sometimes we do, sometimes we're consistent, sometimes we're not. But at least by having some of that information in the future, you'll be able to give yourself some predictability on what can be caught in a specific day. As we know from our records, we've been able to predict that early in the season, and this is not brain surgery, stripers and drum. When it comes to May and June, we're talking about blues, stripers, and flounders. June, July, we're talking about flounders, the end of bluefish, beginning of weakfish. And of course, the end of the season, it starts all over again with bass coming back in, weakfish coming back in, flounders going away, black sea bass coming in. All the information is important, including those little black sea bass. They'll help you keep a tally on whether or not you should change your baits or what time of season, to know whether or not those little rascals are going to take it away from you. Also to know whether or not, if you're going out there with grandkids, whether or not you'll be able to at least show them some good fishing times, maybe not some good catching times in terms of bringing them home. But take the effort, put a few minutes into it, keep that record every day, and then you'll be able to predict, as I said, during that particular day and the next year on what you can expect. We've been keeping records for going on 10 years in the Brigantine area, and that has allowed us to provide information such as graphs of the increase and decrease of certain fish over a certain amount of time. This is my little hand sketches that I use before I add it into my Excel file. As you can see, I get a little overboard with it, but hey, it allows me to print it out so I can read it in 24 type, as opposed to some of the smaller fonts that are out there. No matter how you do it, as long as you keep a record of of what you do, where you do it, what you catch, how big they are, how many keepers you've had, it'll make your day more exciting. It'll take away some of the boredom. It'll allow you to look forward and backwards in years to see what kind of fish that you should expect to find on that particular day, and make your fishing experience that much more fun. As we know here at Fishing South Jersey, that we're here for fun. This is the fishing for the rest of us. Technicalities are important. It's more important to know how to have fun and when to. So on that note, have a good time, go out fishing, catch some fish, and I'll see you later.
Let's go! Go! Here we go with Fish Talk Radio, all fishing and boating. So much fun. Get better, fish better. You'll be ready when the big one bites. Let's go!